to our last screencast for Introduction to Chromebooks. Um, as I put in the post, if you could really give me some feedback on what we did together this short time. If there's anything I didn't touch upon that you want me to go into more detail, I really appreciate if you let me know. I really try to make this a very simple, bare bones. Basically, you have like no idea what a Chromebook is, so hopefully this helped you. But if anything I left out, I would love to add to that. This is the first time I offered this course, so your feedback is especially important, and I would really appreciate it. So as I promised, I want to talk a little about VMware, and unfortunately, I can't really give you as much as I wanted to. But let me just start off with this. VMware is like a virtual machine, and this is where from anywhere in the world, basically, you could log in to our sort of Clarence network and use like pretty much your desktop that you have either on your desktop on your desk, or if you have a laptop, all of those applications. So Microsoft Office, Adobe, all those applications, and it looks exactly like it. So that's really great for a Chromebook, because one of the critiques of a Chromebook is I can't run Office, I can't run this. Well, you can, certainly. There is Microsoft 365 you can certainly run on a Chromebook, but if you really want the full Microsoft suite and the full PowerPoint and all those tools that I really no longer use anymore because I'm more of a Google person, you could on a Chromebook. And the easiest way to do it is this website. And I wish I could make this a little bit bigger for you, and I can't, but it's connect.clarenceschools.org. So I don't know if you see that. Connect.clarenceschools.org. And that's the web address that brings up this login screen, which is really nice. And if I sign in, you would usually see your Windows login screen and then all of your desktop applications. Now, I was talking with Bob Ranieri this week, and unfortunately, they are working on it, and it's not finished yet. They totally redid this from like last year. But it will be ready for when school starts, and I will make an updated video at that point, so you can actually look at it and see what's going on with it and how it actually works. Okay, and I will put that video on that Google Doc with all the other videos. Okay, now there is usually a green icon at the bottom of your screen. Now I'm actually using my personal Gmail account for this screencast. So my bottom shelf looks a little bit different than it might look for other one. So I wanted you to actually see that. Okay, so that's something I want you to know, that you'll use that green icon will no longer really be that useful, because they're going to basically make us go to connect.clarenceschools.org. There used to be a little green icon on the bottom of the left-hand side of the shelf where you could also hit that and it would log you in. Okay, so I just wanted you to actually see that. Okay, so with that said and done, I really wish I could show you more than that. All right, but this is the idea, connect.clarenceschools.org. You can even log in that from any device. It doesn't have to be a Chromebook, and you'll be able to get all of your Windows applications. That's a great, useful tool for students, especially if you really want a certain Adobe product or a Microsoft product that you really need for class. You can still do that with a Chromebook as well. Okay, so that's kind of nice. Now, another reason why I use my personal desktop, my personal account rather than my school account, is because there's another great feature coming up with Chromebooks. And if I go to all my apps, and if I go to every single app, you would see right here, Google Play Store. Now, if you're an Android person, you know that that's the place to get your Android apps for your phone. Now, it says beta, which means it's still in testing. Well, I have a Samsung Chromebook Plus, which is one of the newer Chromebooks, and it already came loaded with this on it. The ones from school do not have it yet, but one day they will, which will mean that you could install, or a student could install, any Android app on a Chromebook. So you can run all the Android apps you want right on a Chromebook. That's huge. So if you're an iPhone user, imagine being able to run iPad or iPhone apps on a Chromebook, right? There's so many great apps you want to use. Well, it's the same thing in Android. There's so many wonderful apps that we can use that you can now play on a Chromebook. Now, unfortunately, I can't screencast those because it just changes the device. But for example, I have a note-taking software. I have Google Street View for some virtual reality stuff. Some other things I use, like Keen Master right here is a great tool for doing some video editing. So there's so many possibilities now on a Chromebook, even like doing virtual reality stuff with Google Expeditions, that now you can do. Just basically the same thing you can do on your phone. That's a really cool, important thing. All right. Now, another thing I want to show you, this came up during our discussions, was that someone made a comment that, they really get frustrated trying to have to log students in. The student has a presentation and they have to log into their Google account to get their stuff. And then that person's Google account is always kind of still on your page All right. Now, the best way to avoid that, and this is beyond the limits of this classroom, of this discussion, is to use Google Classroom. And I offer another course on Google Apps, Google Classroom, and that eliminates that because you have access to all of your students' presentations and files. And you don't have to even log them in. You can just grab it for them. But if you really want a student to log in, the best way to do it is go into incognito mode. So your three little dots here, you click on the three little dots, and then you go New Incognito Window. Okay, and now if a student then just types in Google here, right, and it's going to tell them to, now I'm typing in Google, it tells them to sign in. See, like it doesn't know that I'm signed in. So a student can sign in, they can get to their Google Drive and all their apps, and then you can then use their, they could present their Google Slides or present their Google Doc, right? And the minute they close out of this browser, that's it, it's gone. It's not tied to your machine any longer. You don't have to see their login or their name or their account still there, which is really kind of nice. All right. Now, again, there's so much more we can get into. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put links to 2 Google Docs that I use for 2 different courses. I offer a simple introduction to Google Apps course, and I offer an advanced Google Apps course. And here's the sheet for the introduction to Google Apps. Okay, and I talk about how to use Docs, and I talk about how to use slides and using all these great tools. And then the advanced Google class, I get into more things like Chrome extensions and apps, some great add-ons for different docs and slides, even using Google Calendar, virtual reality, and even Google Sites, all right, which is a wonderful tool as well, okay? So those are all going to be, on this sheet. I offer separate courses on those. I really encourage you to take those if you have a chance in the fall or the spring if you're new to this, because I will just give you more opportunities to learn how to use your Chromebook. But there's a lot of videos here that I've already embedded. You want to watch them, that's great, and they will help you as you get more into this great, wonderful tools of Google. All right, so I hope this was a great course for you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.